Welcome back, War Room fans. Here we go. North Africa 41. Starting up game turn 5. So, I left kind of feeling like Germany was lagging behind. That we weren't quite up to snuff of the historical, right? Well, one thing that Mark has done with me is I really appreciate the game he's laid out here. So I did a deep dive on YouTube and probably watched 6 hours of historical recaps of the 41 campaign, the initial when Rommel shows up. I'm not feeling bad right now, actually, based on what happened in actual history. I'm right up here where Rommel was. I mean, we're starting turn 5, so May 11th. So I'm kind of emboldened my spirits a little bit. That I'm not behind the 8 ball here, so to speak. Now, the victory point track is at 0. So, obviously, I have to take that to keep it at 0. And then at some point, I need to eye that and get that. But this is a problem. I will admit that. This is a problem. So we're going to start up Allies, I guess we'll call it British. We'll kick it off on turn 5. Be back to you, see how it goes. Okay, guys, we're back after the first impulse of turn 5. So Britain is moving up here. Germany came in with Italy. We're now getting the Congo line surrounding Tobruk. We took the 3rd victory point here under that 324. Okay, we brought in our guys out of Italy. Basically, the whole war is right here, right now. I mean, this is what's going on. So this is where we stand, but Germany's making a big effort to push out and get down here to get that 4th victory point and go from there. So we'll see what happens. Okay, we're back at the end of the 2nd impulse, turn 5. So the Italians have finally joined the fight. We're surrounding Tobruk. DAC headquarters is right here with a stack, but we only have 1 supply point. But the Germans are pushing into these British units. The Italians are flanking them. We came out over here. We took Sid Barane, looking at it from upside down. So we got our 4th victory point. So we're just pushing by Tobruk, but the Italians are in the fight. Everybody out of the Tobruk, or out of the Tripoli box, came up here. So we're moving in. So we're going to see what happens. Okay, phase 3, British turn. Let me do the official flipping. So Bryce and I took a really long time. It was like an hour's worth because it's our first game. So we're just trying to figure it out. So Bryce decided to attack out of Tobruk. So I got a supply issue here because that 573 is my main supply line. He's got other issues. He pushed the Italians back. He put both those units in full retreat. He's just trying, because remember up here where that 226 is, they were all getting surrounded, so he put them in full retreat. He got them out. But that 1 stack is out of supply. There's 1 guy out of supply in Bardia. So Bryce is trying to preserve as many units as he can and cause me consternation and pain back here. So we'll see what happens on Germany Impulse 3, turn 5. Okay, guys, we just finished turn 5. Now, it literally took Bryce and I almost 2 hours to do this turn because we were very hyper-focused on tactics since it's the first time we played, double-checking rules, but we also realized it was a critical turn in the game. So that's why...
Few discussions of real history.
Yeah, that's true.
We digressed a few times.
We did digress, but now this whole thing about supply comes into effect. Germany's running into supply issues. Britain's running into supply issues. As you can see, we have a lot of out-of-supply units. So, you know, we got our guys going there. That's an out-of-supply marker right there, but DAC is in supply underneath of it. There's one combat unit out of supply. But I hit the Port of Benghazi, but he repaired it, so all these guys are back in supply. It's caused all kinds of consternation and pain back here. Actually, on the third phase, Germany just stopped. The Axis stopped. We just did tactical movements so I could get an extra supply point up to DAC. And we didn't do anything except for just tactical move the Italians. So the fight is on. And the other interesting thing is I do think, Bryce, would you agree that this is kind of the interesting thing about the North Africa campaign? It is about supply and movement. And I mean, what are you thinking?
Yeah, so this is a lot different from Stalingrad, for sure. This is more, I'm sure people will be looking at the videos and saying, well, you violated a few rules here or there. Or the
seeing what he has coming back here. Yeah, keep talking, Bryce.
But I just,
so that's what he's got.
This game is different. This is more about movement and supply and flanking. And so it's just a different type of game. But it's been fun. It's been interesting.
Yeah, it's just... I think Bryce, he said early when we first started playing turn 5, so these guys are coming up. That's where the dreaded 5th division is coming up, but they're getting held up a little bit because of the supply issue. But I think Bryce said, hey, I've made some mistakes. I've definitely made a couple mistakes, I know. And this is what happens when you the very first time you pull out a game and play. You go, oh, now I get it. But we're still going to play it. We're still going. We're just going to see what happens. So we got our 4 victory points here. So we're +1 on the victory counter. So we're going to keep on going. But our pace of play, now that we're in the thick of it, has definitely slowed up. You know, instead of like 20 minutes in impulse, we're now going like 40 minutes in impulse, 30 minutes in impulse. Because we just want to make sure we're screwing things up. I'm not talking the rules. I'm talking like the units. Make sure I'm doing the right thing.
And the rules.
And the rules, yeah. We're still figuring out the rules. It's kind of like we were talking about DAC here. I got an MSU where I can do the extended supply and get the front back in order when it comes to supply. But that's an interesting concept in itself, that if I send one of my MSU units over there, I only have 3 trucks. So I'm in essence wasting a supply unit to keep these guys in supply, but then I can't use them for attack supply, and it just keeps boggling the brain on what to do. And so, like, yeah, as you can see, Bryce is messing with those. Like, he put his guys in full retreat, and so... No, it's very intriguing, and I really enjoy it because it's totally different than war games that we've played. I mean, it is a game of supply and maneuvers, so we'll see what happens And we're going to continue, and we're going to start going to turn 6. We'll see if we can finish turn 6 before it gets beyond midnight tonight. So, okay, that's how we're going to end it.